I got a bunch of questions and stuff that we went through. All your guys' questions that you guys left on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Uh, yeah, all those different places. And also, we have a bunch from, Rolling Stone, the Grammys, Billboard, Country Music Awards, and all kinds of stuff like that. So thank you, Green Bombs, for the sub.
Thank you.
And we're going to jump right into this Bloom discussion. Let's talk a little bit about the creation of the song, when the song was written, what came first, and how it kind of evolved. If anybody wants to, like, when did we kind of get the ideas for Bloom? How did those come about? Where was our headspace at?
It started from something that I think Alan presented us. I think it might have been like an intro part into like another intro part into a verse into something, and I think we started working on it over Zoom.
Right,
Yeah.
and that was. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I remember. So I remember Aaron saying when we were talking about sort of the whole, EPs having different sounds or different, inspirations behind them. I remember Aaron saying something about how he wanted something that sounded like. I'll never forget it. He said, "Imagine people like circled around Stonehenge, like screaming up at the sky and beating their fists into the ground." And I was like, "Whoa, that is so descriptive." So I think I tried to write something that was
Very
like
specific.
heavy and sort of trudgy, like very like a bit slower, not as thrashy, kind of a bit more just like beating your fists into the ground. And so yeah, I was like, okay, well, we'll go down to drop A, we'll do something heavier, and we'll slow it down a little bit. And so I think the verse riff was the first the sort of nanu 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 nanu. It's kind of drony, and and then it had the ethereal guitars in the background was supposed to be like the stars that they were screaming up at. That was like the ground and the earth and the sky. Whoa.
Dang,
Whoa.
that's cool.
Dang. But I think that's where it originated from, if I recall correctly.
Yep.
Ray Dog says Drop A is badass. Was there any reason why we chose Drop A for Bloom?
It's just the heavy tuning that we typically. I feel like we've. What do we call it? Cali tuning, C or A.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cali tuning. That's so sick.
So it's just kind of the go-to,
Yeah, when Aaron was talking about it being heavy and trudgy and stuff, I started thinking about Grave Dancer, something that was kind of like more like in that drop A sort of heavy, just gives it that crazy heavy vibe.
Definitely. Chugs sound absolutely ferocious in A too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So how did we record the song, and like how was it similar to the process of Timeless, or maybe let's re-explain kind of how we record these songs while we're all here. We literally record them in these rooms. So maybe let's go through the process of, for Bloom, let's say, Alan, you kind of started out with an idea, and then let's kind of take it from there.
Yeah, the same way we kind of did Timeless, which we went over in the last discussion. We've been, since COVID and everything, learning sort of how to write music collaboratively over Zoom or Discord, just over the internet, as opposed to how we've normally done records, which is relocate our entire lives and move into a studio for months at a time, which is, that's how we've done every other record. So sort of learning how to, as with anything, the more you do it, the better you get at it, and the smoother it is. And that was sort of our experience with this. So I feel like we just took how we were writing Timeless and just kept the train rolling with how we were writing this stuff. We would each have like an idea, and we would just say, hey, let's flush out this idea and let's spend a couple of days on Zoom or Discord together and sort of, rehash the song or structure it or write parts or whatever. And then once we get the song structure and we're like, okay, this is a song, then we all do our individual, Tino writes the drums over on his kit, and Aaron does the vocals, and we each kind of do our individual parts ourselves and then bring it back together for the song.
I would definitely say there's a lot of communication that goes into the songs now. I think more so where it was like synthesized in a studio room where we're all kind of vibing off each other. We kind of needed to have that still, which is why we've used how you're seeing right now on Discord or on Zoom, being able to just talk through the songs and talk about, oh, damn, that riff's sick, or let's try this, or what if the part went like this? And we kind of talk through the songs for a couple days, you know, like we spend a few sessions, some take longer than others, but we spend a lot of time talking about the songs and kind of like setting up the skeleton of the songs. And then, like Alan said, we take them all, and I record drums here in my studio. I've got my electric kit over there. As you can see, it's got all my stuff on there. And we all kind of just work from home, and we know the skeleton of the song, and we know that the meat that we need to put on the bones, and then we all record our own parts, and then we send it to AP, who then does all of the putting together and the mixing and the mastering of the track, which has been something.
And vocals.
And vocals and bass.
And bass.
No, we hire out for that. We hire out for vocals and bass.
Yeah. But it's just been crazy because we've had to learn and hone in on a lot of new skills in trying to do records this way, and it's been really cool to see how much people appreciate and are enjoying it and complimenting the mix and complimenting the songs. Like, there's no producer involved. This is 100% of Mice and Men making music right now, and it's really, really cool.
Raydog said, what amps were used for recording? So we've been using Axe FX 3, and Aaron uses digital amp modeling software.
Yeah, it's by a company called STL Tones. I think one amp was a Bogner and a Mesa cabinet on one side, and then the other was a Mesa triple rectifier. Or no, a 6505 into a Mesa cab.
Nice.
So it's like it's basically amps
like
that we've used.
Yeah.
It's like amps that we've used live in the past. Like one is a 6505 into a Mesa straight 412, and the other is a Wagner Ubershaw 100 watt into a Mesa 412.
And to be honest, they sound incredible. Like I bet we could have easily fooled everyone and been like, yeah, we brought a half stack into the room and recorded live.
I think we
into
did
my
fool a
apartment,
lot of people
turned it all the way up.
with how great everything sounds, but you know, we really dug in to make it sound authentic, and we've made a lot of records, so we know and we understand how to use acoustics to our benefit and make things sound like it's us, because it is us playing the music, you know, it is us recording the stuff. We're just using a lot more technology now, which has been absolutely incredible. I think it's on a whole nother level. We have freaking rooms, mixing rooms that we could never afford to be in. We can mix there now. You know what I mean? Like, the technology, the emulation stuff is just so next level.
I think that these EPs too are a good representation of what we sound like live, to be honest. Like,
Definitely.
it definitely sounds very comparable to what I've watched recordings of us live sound like, which is important, I think.
Definitely. Okay, so as with Bloom, it kind of has an interesting intro, and it has a melodic intro that's unlike anything that we've ever really done before. Where did the inspiration from that come from?
That was actually after the fact, after the chorus was written and already tracked out and whatnot, because the song originally had a different, really long, extended kind of live build-up, breakdown, Tom Army commercial vibe intro. You know?
Yeah.
It had like a breakdown, kind of sort of like how Grave Dancer had, you know, where it was like a breakdown that introed the song, and then the song kicked in or whatever.
It definitely could have influenced a couple push-ups. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah, dude.
It was heavy.
Those
for
chugs.
Sure. Yeah.
I
missed that though.
Oh, sorry.
No, I was just saying I missed that part. No, I'm good.
AP Dead and Alive _ asks, how do you know when you come up with a great hook or a melody?
I think great subjective. For me, it's just if it sort of excites me, I guess. I feel like as a musician, that's kind of always something that you chase, you know? It's like the same with drums or guitar or anything. When you do something kind of out of the box that excites you a little bit, you're like, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, being able to sort of like expound on those ideas. I think that to me is sort of when you know something has the potential of being great. But ultimately, I think it's you know, the fans and the listeners that decide if it's great or not.
Of course. Do you usually stick to your first idea, or do you develop them lyrically and then scrub it and then start over? And like, maybe how was Bloom in a way something that you gravitated towards naturally, or was it something that took a couple drafts to kind of find the sound that you were really going for? Because it's very well thought out, you know, all the harmonies and everything. It's a, you know, I'm saying, I'm in the band, it's one of the coolest choruses you've ever done vocally. And I'm just curious if that was something that was like kind of right off the bat that you knew, oh dang, I'm onto something, or was it, you know, a little bit more of a process?
Thank you. And no, you know, like honestly, it's not always the first idea, but to me, I usually, if an idea is the first idea, and after trying to work through several ideas, it's just the strongest, it just keeps coming back. Like it's
Sure.
annoying, you know? If it's annoying, then it's probably the one, you know? It just keeps coming back into your subconscious. You find yourself like humming it. The harmony stacks were kind of an experiment after the fact. I knew I wanted to do that, but I didn't know how I wanted to do that. That's also part of the beauty of like, you know, self-producing and then doing the mixing and mastering is like you like everything's in house. So it's like
Sure.
you can wake up at 2 in the morning and have an idea and sit down and work on stuff like here and there. You know, you can kind of like use different creative times during your day to like flush out different ideas. So
Right.
like you know, I think like a lot of the heavier stuff was recorded more in like the afternoon, and I think like the more like gentle soft stuff was more like morning stuff. It's like, and that maybe that's just the way like your brain operates, you know, creatively differently during the day.
Dang.
Um but
For
that's
sure.
been but it's been cool to like have that. It's not like traditionally if you're working in a studio, there are hours where that studio is locked up and nobody's there, you know, unless
Right.
it's your studio, but that's not our case.
For sure. And that's the benefits of us doing it from home and being able to jump in whenever we want and have it just be exactly how we left it, which is pretty amazing. All right. Well, let's open up the Twitch chat for anybody that has. Let's keep these specific to how we recorded Bloom. If anybody
Or the
has any.
worm.
There's a couple of good
Or-
highlighted ones.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Let's keep the
starting with
questions related to how we recorded Bloom, because we have a couple more sections of questions that some of these might be answered in. But yeah, let's go through, and if you guys have any questions about how we recorded Bloom, throw them in the chat.
yeah, there's a couple good
Angel, gift and subs.
there's a couple good
She gifted
highlighted
one
ones.
to Alan, you've
Oh no,
you
called
weren't
out.
Subbed. You weren't subbed.
Oh,
Oh
You're subbed
no.
now.
Thank you, Angel, for the gifted subs. Yeah, T,
All
if
right,
you
yeah.
want to go through, there's some good highlighted ones.
Yeah, cool.
Like AP, what
see.
conditioner do you use for your hair?
That's a great one.
It's Head and Shoulders, 2-in-1.
There, Head and Shoulders 2-in-1. There you go.
Let's see. Oh, here's a good one. It's not in pertaining to what it took to record Bloom, but does the music video for Bloom
Express.
Does
Whoa.
the music video for Bloom express what you feel about the song?
Yeah, I definitely think it's sort of a creative expression of that song. I think Frankie Nasso and his team did an amazing job with Derek Hess's artwork.
Agreed. Sky Knot asks, would you say this album holds a special place in your heart and stands out more than any other album you've done because it was written during the pandemic? Did that make you guys engage more into the writing process than you have before?
That's a great question. It definitely will stand out forever just because of how different, you know, I feel like this whole pandemic time will stand out to everybody for the rest of their lives.
For sure. Yeah. I definitely say it for sure affected me. I was really pissed off and angry. I broke my goddamn hands and I fucking wrote a really angry song during this time. And I wouldn't have felt inspired to put that sort of anger on any sort of real recording because I was really angry at this time during COVID. And
Sure.
It was good to release the anger through music for sure, which was awesome.
And we had to find a new outlet to do it. You know, we're so used to, all right, guys, like for a while, you guys, like we almost all lived in the same apartment complex. Like we're kind of always around each other. So like we still all haven't seen each other together since last February. So we're over a year now of not being in the same room. And then we obviously, to a certain extent, obviously we wanted to make the record and the music that we've been making, but we were also kind of forced to because, well, we can't tour. So now we got to do this. And it's like, how do we write music when we're not all in the same room working on stuff together? Because that's kind of what we're used to, and like studio time and this and that. So I think it is a very, I guess, inspired by the pandemic because we had to learn how to redo all this stuff and learn how to do it ourselves, which in turn, I think we feel so much more empowered and understanding of our craft and what we've been able to create during this time. And as with everything, the good comes with the bad. You know, it's yin and yang. There's always a balance of good and bad. So I think as much as it sucked, we made some pretty incredible jams, if I do say so myself, and I know we all feel that.
Oh yeah.
So it's and I don't think they would have been made this way had we not been forced to make them from home in the way that we did. So I love you, dudes. Freaking miss you guys, man.
Oh yeah.
I know, man.
X Camara had a question that I think was a question that we had later on, but we might as well just answer it since they asked. Was there anything you guys almost named the song, or has it been Bloom since the beginning of the writing process?
It's always been Bloom since lyric writing, but before it was Bloom, it was called Heavy Chug. That was the working title. And I think the first mixes that I sent, I didn't even fully type it. It was just Chug. Chug 1.1.
So good.
There you go.
Hey,
we've had some banger working titles though.
Oh man, the working titles are the best.
T's got another Bezos shout out.
Still one of my favorite is Slippy.
What's up?
You got another Bezos shout out?
Bezos shout out? Yeah, I got a Bezos
Yeah, if you guys got Amazon Prime, the sub is free.
Yeah, so make sure you guys sub.
Thank you, Jan, and thank you, Angel.
In case you're just tuning in, we're of Mice and Men, and we're having a Q&A and song discussion of our new song, Bloom. And it's streaming now on all platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, blah, 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 blah.
LimeWire.
Go listen to it.
Napster.
Bang your head. I think it's going on in the background right now, too.
Tall Matt, thank you for the sub.
Tall Matt, thank you, bro.
How tall are you?
Yeah, how tall?
How tall is too tall? I don't think there is too tall. Darth Beto, what's up, homie?
6'8". That's fucking tall, bro.
Dang, man.
6'8"?
He's not kidding. Not kidding, tall Matt.
So make sure you guys are taking some screenshots and tagging us in Twitter and Instagram, in your stories, in Facebook stories, in Twitter, blah, 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 blah. We want to share with everybody. And Bloom is kick-ass. And we're going to dive right into the next batch of questions. Is everybody ready? Give me a hell yeah!
Hell yeah. I just wanted to say it to someone said something. And I didn't give it that much. I just gave it a little one.
I watched it delayed on the stream.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
There we go.
Hell yeah.
All right, so moving right along in the discussion with the band of Mice and Men, discussing Bloom, the scathing new track.
Scathing?
Scathing? That's
Yeah,
not
it's
a
hot.
good thing.
That is hot.
No,
Is
scathing
it-
is bad,
no.
right?
Scathing is burning hot.
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Wait, what
Hey,
word am I
man.
thinking of?
Burning hot.
I don't know, dude. You're thinking of something else. So,
Scandalous.
underscore E
Stimpy.
underscore.
You're thinking of Stimpy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I was thinking of.
There
There
it
it is. All right, yeah. So we're Mice and Men. We're talking about our new song, Bloom. Underscore E underscore The Dark asked, what was the inspiration in making this song? And were there any connections to any of the band members' lives?
Yeah, the song is about losing loved ones, and I think my family went through a loss, and Notino's did. I had a number of friends that went through losses, yeah, I think when you have a lot of that, especially in a year like 2020, where you're kind of always faced with that, you know, and you're faced with loss in general, I think you realize that you have to stop and like appreciate things as they're happening, because nothing is permanent, you know. Impermanence is like a pretty big theme, I think, throughout this entire record. But I think the older you get, the more you kind of are faced with that on a daily basis. So I think it permeates, you know, the art that you create.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
What inspired See the Jewel asks, what inspired the name for this, and do you write the lyrics first or compose the music first?
Well, it's always music first. To me, like lyrics and vocals, it's like something that comes out of the music, I think. But no, I think, you know, I read a poem about, it was by a poet named Peter Mankey, and it's called like The Man Who Invented Plastic Flowers. Let me see if I can find that, pull it up. That was like a really big sort of inspiration for that, for the lyrics of the songs.
Yo, Darth Beto with 10 gifted subs. Thank you.
Oh, Darth Betro.
Yeah, Beto.
So he wrote this poem. It said, "The man who invented the plastic rose is dead. Behold his mark. His undying, flawless blossoms never close, but guard his grave unbending through the dark. He understood neither beauty nor flowers, which catch our hearts in nets as soft as sky and bind us with a thread of fragile hours. Flowers are beautiful because they die. Beauty without the perishable pulse is dry and sterile, an abandoned stage with false forests. But the results support this man's invention. He knew his age. A vision of our tearless time discloses artificial men sniffing plastic roses." And that poem was like a really
dude,
big,
that's
yeah, that
insane.
poem was like a pretty big inspiration for like some of the imagery, even though it deals with like a different topic, you know.
Sure.
Sometimes it's art is relative. I think that's why like we all enjoy it, why we enjoy music and enjoy art, is because you can relate to it in ways that it might not even necessarily have been intended to relate to. But yeah,
Sure,
powerful
man.
poem.
Yeah, that is absolutely powerful. What was the author of that?
Peter, and then his last name is Meinke.
Peter Meinke.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was going to say
A
Griffin.
lot of like Grimm stuff in there too.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's kind of the, I guess, the balance of Bloom. You know what I mean? How it talks about understanding all that stuff. Do you have a favorite lyric from the song that you can kind of like dive into just a little bit? Or one
Probably.
that-
I you know, the chorus, the second half of the chorus. So that would be the last fourth. That's the right math, yes.
Mhm.
You know, no wine from fruit made out of wax, no honey made from fake bouquets. You know, like I think when you sit back and think about the good times in your life, I think no matter what age you are, you realize that a lot of those moments are encapsulated in situations that you can't like reproduce, because things
Yeah.
don't last forever. And so I think, you know, the good things in life, the wine and honey, you know, they're not made from things that last forever, but they're made from the people and places and experiences that are super temporary. But the memories are timeless. The impact on our lives is timeless, and that's like the interesting dichotomy of it all. You know, the stuff that impacts you forever is usually the stuff that like happens in an instant you can never reproduce.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Wow, dude. Do you mind? Can you explain and expand a little bit upon "Love is watching the petals fall," the final lyric of the song, kind of like the outro statement?
I think that's the hard part of love, is knowing when things are like coming to an end. You know, a TV show you love is coming to its series finale, and that's just like a very like banal example, but then that goes all the way up to like people. It goes up to people passing. Sometimes it happens in an instant, and sometimes it's slow, and sometimes you're there for it. And it's I think the true experience of love is being there for all of that.
Yeah, I went through a lot of that with my mom towards the end of last year, and it was super heavy, you know. And as this song was part of what we were making, it was almost like I was living, you know. And
oh yeah,
so this song really helped me through that in a face it kind of way, like this is what life is about. So it really resonated with me, and those lyrics are super powerful.
Well, and that, I think, in a way too, you know, in speaking of the imagery, watching the petals fall honors the flower, you know.
Of course,
it's like what we can do. So I think yeah,
right on.
I can never ever create anything like that in my brain ever. So AP, thank you for sharing that beauty of however creation happens in there. Because my brain creativity turned off at 18. Maybe
no, it didn't. No, it's yours was all replaced with like peak physical athletic capabilities.
My back
and reflex times.
I do have that, but my back hurts. But wow,
man.
That was beautiful, AP. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, thank you.
I didn't even
and
know.
this is something we all kind of worked through with each other, you know. Like music all gets us by. It's kind of like a cliche statement, but it's a real thing, you know. It's not only the community we have with each other, but it's like just having something we're passionate about and that we can do, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're very fortunate to have that, and to have our community here on Twitch.
That's what's up.
We're a Mice and Men, and we're talking about Bloom. And let's open it up to the Twitch chat right now. Do you guys have any questions about the lyrics, specific to the lyrics? We got a bunch more questions to go through, but if you guys have any questions about the lyrics or anything pertaining to that, throw them in the chat right now. If not, please tag us on socials and screenshot and engage in the chat. Thank you for all the subs. Thank you for following. Use Amazon Prime to sub for free.
Someone asked a question, and let me see if I could find it. Man, it was a really funny one.
Dude, Fish, Bloom does hit harder than Game of War, but that's the same feeling, dude. Almost. Yeah. Like, God, man. I felt the same way when I first heard Game of War. I was like, oh my God. This is crazy. What's up, Phil?
Yeah.
I was just looking for a question somebody asked, and I can't find it, but it was something along the lines of, how do you guys come up with your sick breakdown patterns? Okay, I found it. How do you guys come up with your chug rhythms? How did we come up with it?
Phonetically, a lot of the time. There's a bregadagoosh, which is like a drum fill. Bregadagoosh.
Yeah.
And then there's oodlikas, which we use a lot of the times.
Yeah, that's how we. It's basically how we write breakdowns.
And we know how to translate that into MIDI. So it's literally from like phonetically from our mouths into like MIDI, into like computer code.
It becomes a real breakdown.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's not a joke. That's not a
No,
joke.
that's exactly how it's
actually
done. Have you, or are the lyrics related to Bushido?
What is that?
I
Like
think
the,
Bushido is like a samurai code, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's like, oh yeah.
I mean, she might be talking about a show, but I think the Bushido code is like
Moral code
something-
concerning samurai attitudes, behavior, and lifestyle. All right, well, change the topic on the room to samurai discussion.
yeah, swag.
I've always wanted to be a samurai, for real. That was
Me too, dude.
Like
I
Three
swear.
Ninjas when they go to Japan. Like, how sick is that fucking...
Oh my god, that was my
that
favorite
one when they throw
I might
ninja
watch it
stars
later
and shit.
today, dude.
We might as well. Oh, that was inspiring.
All right, so great questions, everybody. It looks like we can't get to all of them, man. You guys are seriously just spamming the chat. So let's go to some of these that we pulled from Facebook and Instagram here. We got Cavity asking, how long did it take to write the song?
We probably spent a few days, like 3 or 4 days, working on the instrumental, and then I probably spent 3 or 4 days writing and doing vocals, and then I think we probably spent 3 or 4 more days after that doing like additional post-production. So how many days? 12?
Like 2 weeks. Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, about 2 weeks-ish.
2 weeks for a song to come up with lyrics, and then after that, the editing. So maybe like, I don't know, 3 weeks in all for the finishing? I don't know.
Probably 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks from soup to nuts, as they say in New Jersey.
X, Taste of Regret X. I think I saw
Good
that
name.
in the chat.
Good name.
In there. They asked on Instagram, if you guys were to feature another artist on Bloom, who would you pick?
The lead singer of Rammstein.
Till?
Till.
I want him to sing on it. All sick.
Ooh, he could do another harmony that's like, we were born to bloom. Just do it like way down there.
Al, what do you think?
I'm literally thinking. Someone said Max.
Yeah, I just realized.
Yesterday,
I just realized Alan hasn't said anything.
I
in
haven't
like
heard
20
Alan
minutes.
in like a month.
I'm just vibing.
I thought. Yeah,
Y'all
pretty
got
sure
so deep, and then I was like,
I'm pretty sure.
I'm realizing all this shit about the song that I had no idea about. Like, I straight up don't understand like lyrics until like the song comes out like fully. Like, I don't really.
I
Like,
still don't.
Aaron writes shit so deep that's like I don't really fully grasp it until he explains it like he just did, and now I'm just sitting here thinking about it all. Like,
No, but there's times where that happens. Get 20 feet back from it, you know.
Oh no.
Let me hit it real quick.
yeah, you cut out for a second.
I'm here.
Okay.
Somebody tried to call me rudely.
Rude.
Corey.
Yeah,
He's
so
trying
I
to
was
say-
I was just vibing thinking about it. The
Yeah,
shit's
dude,
like
this
deeper
song-
than I
this
even
song-
realized.
This song is so deep, dude. It's
I'm
crazy.
I'm so like ashamedly I'm so surface level with music. Like, I'm not really good. Like, even when I listen to like other bands that I enjoy, I don't really listen to like what the lyrics mean. Like, I normally listen to like guitars and drums and like
the instrumentation.
yeah, I'm more like an instrumentation guy. So it's always interesting for me to like when I finally have that moment about a song, and it just happened when Aaron explained it right there.
No, I was
Even though
saying,
it's
a lot of
already
times-
out.
A lot of times
it's
it
already
happens way after the song's out. Like a lot of
Yeah.
times it happens when you're able to get like 20 feet away from it and turn around and look at it and go, "Oh, that's kind of what that part was about." I guess there's always kind of a theme, but sometimes there's more accurate ways of interpreting it, even like after you write it. It's kind of strange how it works out that way sometimes.
Yeah.
You can have somebody else that can read the lyrics and think that the song or the song resonates with them in maybe a completely different way because it resonates with the same imagery but in a different part of their life, So I don't know. It's true. That's the beauty of music and lyrics and understanding figuring out songs as you figure them out.
And everyone defines them their own way.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Of themselves personally.
Exactly.
Which is beautiful.
Scooter Sanchez asked, this song is heavier than anything on the Timeless EP. Was that intentional?
Is this a real person, Scooter Sanchez? Because
Yes.
I'm going to look up the name Scooter Sanchez on Twitter, Instagram.
He exists.
Okay.
So was it intentional to do this heavier?
Yeah.
In
Yes, it was.
doing the trilogy of EPs, this was going to be the darker, heavier one.
Yeah.
Initially, it was
so
going to
we
be the
can-
heaviest one, but that
Oh.
has since maybe changed.
Oh,
I think lyrically and emotionally it's definitely heavier, and I think the actual tuning of the guitars is heavier. So all in all, I think we definitely on purpose wanted this to be heavier. Yeah.
It definitely weighs more collectively.
Yeah.
If you were to weigh the
on
two,
the heart and the
pressed
soul,
it on
weighs
heavier
more.
vinyl.
yeah, the vinyl itself is going to be heavier than the Timeless one.
It's pressed on 180-pound vinyl.
Yeah. Each one's $1,000.
Each one's an actual weight you could work out with. You put it on
So-
any barbell.
Fish animal in chat caught on to Tino just making up names, and he said Tino's gonna say Super Drummer Boy asks why aren't the drums louder in the mix since they're the best part.
Yeah, for sure, 110%.
For sure.
Tino just starts asking questions that benefit
Yeah.
the drums.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me more about the drums?
Hey,
Drummer
yeah,
Kid 69?
Lil John 420 asks. Well, I guess he's not at. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Well,
I guess
anyway,
he's telling.
Waka Flocka 420 asks, can you tell us a bit more about Levy and pulling teeth without giving too much away?
They're heavy. We both said it.
They're heavy.
They're heavy.
They're heavy for sure.
Yeah.
They're really heavy.
Don't give too much away though, but
I think there's
They're
one other
heavy.
thing that people already know. That one of them's even heavier than Drop A.
E standard.
Whoa.
Tuned
Right?
it up. We
Is it
tuned
one-
it up
E?
to E standard.
Isn't one of them even heavier than Drop A?
Yeah, we tuned it down to G.
To drop
Yeah.
Z.
There's a Drop G, which I don't think we've ever done before. I know we
Yeah,
haven't.
First time.
First time.
First time.
First
If
time.
we've ever done a drop G song, then Alan's been playing it wrong live for years. And me,
Me
too.
too.
I don't have a drop
Me
G
too.
bass.
I don't got G.
Imagine.
Even the guitar recorded it in.
Oh,
doesn't
there's
work.
Nightbot. We're here with your Fuego Friday with your host Vinyl Tino.
Yes,
Tino,
what's
what do you
up?
got to tell him?
Tino, show
I
him the
gotta tell
vinyl.
him.
That is a
Please,
rogue
not
Nightbot.
now.
We can that Nightbot command is not in the band Nightbot commands. Like we don't know
Yes,
where
it
that
is.
Nightbot came from.
It is not mine. It has nothing to do with me, with the exception that all the text that it tweets is mine.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to talking a little bit about the artwork, shall we?
Yes.
Crooked Spades asks, the bird seems to keep coming back. Any symbol or reason why a bird was used, or was it just cool art from Derek Hess?
The bird symbol was something we came up with. The actual bird like shape and design was something that he came up with, but the whole concept was, the basic art direction for the first Timeless EP was, two birds on a wire, one bird is flying away, and the other bird is left there. Then with the Bloom EP, it was, I wanted something that was kind of like a dead tree. This was just the art direction, just like a dead tree, and the bird that was left to be there, and then Derek Hess's like signature rain. And then he sent over that image, and that was like kind of the first draft of it. And I think everybody on the team was just like, yeah, that's it.
Absolutely.
When you know, you know.
Oh yeah.
You know.
It speaks
You
to
know.
the,
You know.
it complements the music. To me, he kind of really translated what the music sounded like, and more important, felt like, into something that visually represents that.
Yeah,
So
everyone
shout out to Derek Hess.
everyone in chat is
Yeah.
really digging the artwork style, which I
Yeah.
think is something that I really dig it too. And something that I think was really cool was when we were talking about the artwork style of this, like when we were talking about originally before, I think even before the pandemic hit, we were like, we don't want the art, we don't want the rollout and the art for this next record to be like your standard, like, oh, we're in a warehouse, you know, playing you know, the music video is us in a warehouse, and like we wanted it to be more like artistic, you know what I'm saying? It was something that we purposely like
we were like
for.
cartoons in a warehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like the artwork style is amazing. It's such a vibe that I feel like matches the music so well that like I don't even think we planned for it. It just meshes so well together.
And wait until the Bloom merch drops.
Yeah,
people
I
are
don't know if I was supposed
saying,
to say that.
People are saying they want a sneak peek in chat. They're on to us.
Oh dang!
I haven't even seen. I don't even remember what it looks like even.
They're on to us, dude.
It's pretty fire though, for sure. If I remember. Oh yeah, for sure it's fire.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, dude, sick.
Wow. Oh, yeah.
Someone's gonna win this.
Who's gonna win it?
Somebody that subbed today. Someone that subbed. Or gifted subs.
Who wants to win?
Let's see. So it's actually been really cool to see people with the timeless tattoos and getting the art done. Does anybody here in the chat have any tattoos of the timeless or Bloom art yet? It's very cool. And we love seeing it. So make sure you tag us in your photos of your art, whether it's on your skin or on a canvas or anywhere. And again, we're of Mice and Men, and we're doing a Q&A and a song discussion about our brand new song Bloom that is out streaming now on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, Google Play, and Tidal, and everywhere else, I guess.
Napster.
Is that even a thing?
No.
Pure Volume?
Oh, okay. Yeah,
HXCMP3.com?
Yeah, HXCMP3.com.
Hard, you know, dude.
I
Hard.
know. All right, so we have a couple more questions, and then we'll take a bunch of questions from the chat, and then I think we should listen to the song together at full blast.
Yeah. Full.
After we
mind if I open a booch?
No, booch
after
up.
we've had the discussion, and let's all, yeah.
Let's discuss again.
Yeah, so we've got,
Oh, there it is.
The leaker.
Oh,
Wow.
freak.
Dog.
Wow. Look at Al, everybody.
Wow.
There he goes.
Look at Alan did.
There it is.
There it is. I gotta tell management now he did it.
dang.
Alan did it. Wow.
Oh no.
I gotta
Everybody
tell him to
report
send me
him.
one.
Oh God.
One.
The consequences
Okay,
we're
guys,
gonna
it's-
suffer.
And you wonder why you get locked out of your Twitter account.
Yeah, I'm locked out, bro. They won't let me on. I'm suspicious. I don't know why.
Wow.
'Cause you
And
can't
who
keep
wants to win that
secrets.
shirt? Wow.
Dude, it is a really sick shirt. The range for it, I can't say anymore.
Wow. It's a really cool shirt.
So we've got a couple more questions from people on social media, and then we'll do some questions from the chat, and then we'll bump the song, and yeah, then it's rock and roll, baby. So we got Romania Rocks 97 asks, was there anything in the song that changed significantly as it was created?
Yes.
The intro, actually.
Yeah.
The intro.
Mm-hmm.
There was an intro before the
The
vocal intro.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Oh, yeah, we talked.
How did that work?
Remember, that was when I made the joke about it sounding like an army commercial.
Oh,
I
No,
thought
no.
it just came out. It was Aaron's violin and shit was so fire, and we're like, oh my god, it sounds so good. Like, why don't we
It was-
in the beginning?
Yeah.
This sounds so good.
It It was like just moving elements around once it was already done. But there is that V1 track that has the
yeah, it started out with the,
Chug
it started out with
1.1.
It started out with a huge breakdown intro. As you guys know, it's got the vocal intro with like the harmonies. But I think what it was when Aaron was recording the chorus one day, we were all on Zoom and he just showed us a soloed version of all the vocals with all the harmony layers just by themselves, and we were like, that sounds so cool. Like, why don't we just start the song with that, as opposed to this breakdown intro that we kind of did the same thing for Grave Dancer. And we were like, yeah, I mean, we couldn't remember the last time we started a song with vocals like that. And we consciously were like, yeah, let's just try it. Let's try something different. Like, let's just scrap the breakdown intro and try it with this. And then Aaron wrote the strings and whatever on top of the harmonies. But I personally remember thinking, this sounds like some Imogen Heap shit. Like, we gotta fucking put all these vocal layers like on top of it.
You should have heard it. You should have heard it with all the vocal layers with the original intro, because like I think that's probably what I tried to do first. Oh, it was so bad. But I remember.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. I have it up. We could play it. I don't know if
you
guys...
have 1.1 up?
Yeah. If anyone's interested, yeah, we could. I think I have it here somewhere.
You should give it to him. Just give it to him.
I think if I share my screen with you guys, I think you guys can hear it if I do this.
Look,
can you guys? Hey guys, you guys in the band, can you guys hear this?
We can hear you. No, I can't. No. Not through Discord.
No, that's going in the song.
But you can hear it.
It's going in the stream.
Okay. Well, just listen to it through the stream, because I don't know how to get it
they
through.
Can hear it.
But I'll play it for chat. So this was the original instrumental demo.
Don't give him the whole thing. Just show him the intro.
Yeah.
Hey, for everybody watching the stream, this is this is our like band only Discord, but it's also Elijah List.
Yeah, so that's how the song originally started.
We needed that drum fill, dude, so bad. I remember I was like, bro, we need to fucking kick it in. We need something, dude.
Well, and that was the cool thing about how when we switched it up, because originally it's like that beat down hardcore part. And then when we took that out, I was like, oh man, that's such a cool like fake out, because the song's heavy. But the vocal intro kind of is like misleading a little bit, because you think like, oh dang, it's about to be like this beautiful like choir, or what was a choral melody or something like that. And then of course yeah, so that was really sick. I fucking love this song.
It really punches you. Like
it lets you know what the is up, you know.
It's like,
I mean?
we're not fucking around, fool. Like, you already know the vibe. You heard it.
You already know the vibes.
You heard the vibe. You fucking heard it. You already know.
Hell yeah, yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what version 1 sounded like with the bonus mosh intro.
Yeah, I think that's what you said. Called it in the beginning. Bonus mosh.
Yeah, bonus mosh.
Smosh.
Ooh, use it live. To open up the pit and then have all the people in the pit be like, what? And then because it goes into the vocal part, you know what I mean?
That's just when the people are gonna like row in the pit, you know, when they row.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing, but I've seen some rowers before.
Yeah. It's always in Europe. They're always rowing.
It's in Germany. They got the rower. They got the boat down.
This doesn't feel disrespectful, but if it is, I'm not buying it.
Mega Ashborn asks, the breakdown at the end is one of the heaviest pieces of music of Mice has made. Do you see this as being a live favorite?
Yes.
Why?
Yeah, I mean, our heavy songs are usually psycho live.
Oh, yeah.
I guess we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
Yeah, we have no idea what these songs are going to be like live. Only our fans are going to know. Because if you listen to the album, you know it's going to sound savage, but it depends on the audience if it's going to be crazy.
It's gonna feel slow. I'll tell you that. The slow songs always feel slower when you play them live. Like there's always a tendency to want to play things faster when you're live.
Even Would You Still Be There sometimes feels really slow.
Dude, I watch
And that's,
videos.
like,
I
kind
watch
of a
videos
fast
of
song.
when we used to play without a click, and it'd be like, like
Yeah.
some of the Soundwave videos. Would You Still Be There is so fast, bro.
Wow, Alan, bring up Soundwave again, dude.
What do you
I
mean?
thought we were done with this, dude.
What do you mean?
Dude.
Dude, the only time we ever played Would You without a click is because the click broke.
I'm just kidding.
You know what? The amazing one is Ohio's on Fire. That video. Dude, because you know why? Because Corey was watching.
Yeah.
What
I have
song?
this picture. I have no. It's still you digging. I remember because I never forget this moment because I was looking at Tino in this picture that El Macias took, and I was looking back at Tino like, what the fuck, bro? Like, bro, chill. And then like right next to me is Corey Taylor, like in the background. So I'm like understanding why Tino is trying to fucking go all in
Slipknot,
for CT.
dude. I gave him the Joey Jordison no click, dude.
You did.
He respected that, dude. He knew the song
Oh, when
wasn't supposed to be that
CT
fast.
was side stage? Yeah.
Yeah, man.
He
There's
respected
a
that,
picture.
dude.
I have a picture of it in Dropbox. He's wearing like his little fedora and his sunglasses too.
Mm-hmm. Dude, it's there. I'll never. For my face in it too is classic, bro. Like, so like
It reminds
my
me
eyes,
of the time.
I'm rolling my eyes.
This
My
one.
mouth is open. Like, I'm gonna
And
find
I'm
it.
over here like,
It reminds me of the time on the Linkin
Terrified.
Park tour where I looked over and Chester and Mike were
It's a
side
beautiful
stage,
story.
and I just totally like whiffed a
Biffed the
chord,
note.
and it was the beginning of Another You, which is literally just Aaron singing and me playing guitar, and I hit the wrong chord like one fret up, so it was like bloom, bloom, bloom. Bloom, bloom, blam. And Aaron was singing. He was like, hey. He had to like adjust like to the fucking note. And I
had to
looked
just
over.
pretend. I had to just pretend like somebody backstage fell off something and like there was just a noise. I had to just pretend like whatever I heard just didn't happen
Yeah.
in that moment. And then I'll never forget afterwards we were in the dressing room. I was like, Alan, what happened during Another You? He's like, your show was right there. I was like, well,
I got nervous, man. When Linkin Park is watching you side stage, you look over, you get this feeling in your stomach, and then you mess up.
same thing when the lead singer of Slipknot, Stone Sour, and CMFT's right there, dude.
I'm trying to find
yeah.
the picture, man. I'm trying to find it. It was so hot that day. It was the day where our
I had such an infected tattoo on my leg too. Earlier
Our-
in the day, he caught me in the bathroom washing it.
Oh, you gotta focus.
I know I'm getting it right here.
There you go. Yeah. There it is. Yeah.
He's-
Corey motherfucking Taylor.
I'm fucking pissed.
Phil's pissed at me,
I'm
and Corey
fucking
Taylor's
Phil,
looking
yeah.
at me like, and Corey Taylor's looking at me like,
Look at
"Damn,
that.
that drummer's like Joey Jordison's swag."
I'm fucking pissed. Look at
Dude.
that.
Phil was so mad at me.
we got through our 45-minute set in like
In like
38
20 minutes.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
We managed to shave
Look
off
at that face.
basically a minute
Look at
from
that
every
face.
song
Phil
that we
is
played.
fucking pissed, man.
And this is the same.
Oh
this
my
this is
God.
the show where my stage clothes got thrown away from Motion City soundtrack because
Oh,
of
that's
the
right.
the debauchery. So I
Yeah.
was even fucking more pissed.
Yeah, for sure. That was already a shit
I was
day.
pissed.
Oh my
man.
God, good
You look at
times.
Corey Taylor though with the fedora.
Yeah, it's great. It's great we can laugh about it now.
Good times.
I mean, I'm sure we were laughing about it shortly after.
Good times. I think we were too starstruck, you know? I think we were all
Yeah.
just like, Corey Taylor was side stage. And then we went back and watched the videos and the songs were so fast.
Yeah.
Good times,
Jeez.
good times,
Good
man.
times,
Those
good
shows
times.
were
Out
lit,
there,
though.
Al just singing the Jack. Wow, classic
God.
photo in front of a dumpster. It's pretty sick.
Oh, man.
Wow.
All right. Well, does anybody have any final questions about our new song Bloom? I think we covered a bunch of stuff, but if anybody has any questions, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Oh man, yeah, you guys are, dude, so many. Okay, it's getting spammed. Okay, we might get a hype train coming. Oh wait, I'm watching another stream.
Miser Lou asks, not song related, but if the pandemic restrictions get lifted, but it seems like tours won't start until next year, do you think you'll do pop-up shows here and there until the tours restart? Probably not. We're gonna, I think, stay busy making music until we can tour the way that we want to and present to you a show in the way that we want to, you know? So
Also,
but we
that
will be
hardcore
working on new
show
music.
in New York broke a ton of laws,
Oh yeah.
and they're in a lot of trouble.
One thing
unfortunately.
that I'm telling everyone about it too is touring. With the amount of touring that of Mice does when we go on tour, it's not just going to one festival where the restrictions are this one way and then leaving. When we go on tour, we're in different countries every other day. We're in different, like when we go on tour, it was already a logistical nightmare, and it would just be so much more of a logistical nightmare trying to tour too soon when different countries all have different restrictions. You know, it's that just sounds like a freaking nightmare, to be honest. So we're just chilling, and we're gonna hopefully be back to playing live shows next year at some point. But I don't think we have any plans to play any shows this year.
Yeah, we even canceled shows this summer.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah,
like,
we
why
want
are
to we want to make sure that we're safe and that you guys are safe, and we're not going to rush anything because we've always taken health very seriously with our band, as you guys know, through years and years. So for us, we want to protect everybody as much as possible, and if we can safely make music and keep this stuff going with you guys here on Twitch and via other outlets, then we're just going to keep doing that until we know that we're going to be safe, our crew's safe, which means that our families back home will be safe and you guys will be safe. So we're going to be here through the whole time. We're not going anywhere. We're not falling off. You know, it's nothing like that. Like we feel so fortunate to be able to make music, and we thank you guys so much for listening. The reason why we can do this and protect you guys is because you guys are jamming our tunes and listening to them. So as soon as we're back rocking and there's mosh pits and, you know, all the fun that is the Advice and Men shows, know that we'll be right back there rocking.
Have you guys jammed an acoustic version of Bloom just for fun? Whoa, that's interesting. What an interesting idea.
That would sound cool on an acoustic guitar. We could do 4-part
Especially
harms.
the verses.
Yeah, the verses.
Yeah. Imagine if we did a reimagined version though, where the verses are melodic as opposed to chugging.
Yeah, you could do a guitar following Aaron's vocal.
That's an interesting
Dude,
idea.
that'd be beautiful.
That's an interesting idea.
That'd be a beautiful song, dude. That'd be really cool.
That's interesting, man. That's interesting.
Interesting, man.
But we all have to do a
interesting,
harmony
man.
on the chorus. We all have to, because
Are you ready?
how many harmony
Ready?
tracks are on that chorus?
We are born to bloom.
We were born to bloom.
We
That's
might need some
beautiful.
practice.
That was beautiful. We're the Beatles. We're basically the Beatles.
Somewhere off the coast of Huntington, a whale just beached itself.
We're the
by that sound.
We're the Beatles of Boomercore.
We were born to Pikachu. I don't know if that one works with the bloom, like one syllable. You know what I mean? It's just very cool. We were born to eat food.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in.
Yeah, thanks everybody.
It's been fun.
We've had a great time here today.
It's nice getting to catch up with everybody here and kind of talk about the song. Again, thank you everybody for tuning in today. Thank you so much for streaming the song. Again, it's on all streaming platforms, and new merch is dropping. There's
Who's gonna win? Who's gonna win?
Who's gonna win? We gotta look through.
Oh,
Al,
yeah.
Can you look through?
Will you pick somebody?
Al, pick a winner.
Are we looking at subs or are we looking at bits? What's going on? You know what I'm saying?
I think subs.
Oh,
Because I think there was a lot of subs.
Yeah.
But I think we have to check the channel dashboard. But yeah, we got merch dropping, and vinyl will be dropping with the EP later next month. So guys, the new merch will be dropping soon. You guys will be able to get your hands on it as well. Yeah, thanks everybody for tuning in.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Thank you.
You guys
Love
for
you all.
streaming Bloom. Thanks for all the support. Thanks for all the interaction. We love each and every
May
single one of
28th.
you.
May 28th?
May 28th, Bloom EP drops.
Okay.
Oh God. That's like
You
And,
got some time. Run it up, run it up, run it up. Bloom, bloom.
That's
bloom,
like a
all
whole
day.
month.
Bloom, bloom, bloom.
We hope everyone has a
Bloom,
wonderful
bloom, bloom.
day. Keep jamming
Shake your
Bloom.
bloomy.
Thank you for
Shake
all
your
the
bloomy.
gifted and the
Shake
bits and
your
everything.
bloomy.
Bloomy.